what's going on, everyone? We are back in the kitchen today, and the recipe we're working with is cheesecake. So what we're going to be doing today is making my favorite cheesecake recipe. This is one that I do for my family probably a couple times a year. Generally during the holidays is when I pull it out. Everyone that has tried it has absolutely loved this recipe, and I wanted to share it with all of you because, well, you deserve a great cheesecake recipe. So what we've got here, we've got the ingredients. We've got cream cheese, about 32 ounces of cream cheese. It's 4 packs. Sour cream, that's 8 ounces of sour cream. 1 tub of mascarpone cheese. This is weighing in about 8.8 ounces. You can use vanilla extract if you want. I would say about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm using fresh vanilla, as you can see right here. Yeah, buddy, that stuff's good. I've got 2, 1 large one and 1 small one. I've got 5 egg yolks and 5 eggs here, so a total of 10 eggs total. You can either use lemon extract. I do lemon zest. This is 1 lemon. It's a tablespoon roughly of lemon zest. And then just for a little bit of extra flavor, just kind of make people guess what it is, you got orange zest here too. It's about a tablespoon of orange zest. And right here I've got 12 ounces of sugar. And you're like, 12 ounces, that's a lot of sugar. Well, not really when you got all this other stuff, but we're making sweet dessert, so it's got to be sweet. So we're going to go ahead and show you how I put it all together. Then we'll get it in the oven. I've got my oven preheating at 300 degrees and it's on a convection, and I'll show you the trick to make it nice and fluffy as it cooks. So when we come around, and I'll show you how I put all this together in my lovely little KitchenAid right there. All right, guys, so we got the bowl right here, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our cream cheese. Now, one thing I failed to mention is that the cream cheese is room temperature. You want to make sure that there's room temperature cream cheese. You got it right there. Now we're going to go ahead and add in the sugar, and what we're going to do is we're going to whip this inside the mixer. You're going to set that right here. Press it down. Take your whisk. All right, lift her up. All right, we're gonna turn it on just a slow speed and let that mix. So we got the cheesecake mix already whipped up. As you've seen, it was super simple. It's just adding all the ingredients in sequence. Now, one thing I failed to mention is that you want to make sure that the cream cheese is room temperature. I let mine sit out overnight. The reason for that is if you put it in cold, it's not going to mix properly or mix well, for lack of better terms. It's going to give you a lumpy after product, and nobody likes lumpy cheesecake. Don't make that mistake. Make sure you have room temperature cream cheese before you start mixing. Another thing you're going to want at room temperature is your butter for your graham cracker crust. Now, that's what we're going to be making right now. I've got a 9-inch springform pan here, and I've already went ahead and, for the sake of time, pre-buttered the bottom of this. And I take another step and I put a parchment paper kind of blanket on the bottom as well. So I'm going to unroll this and put that right here on the bottom. And what that does, that avoids, keeps it from sticking and all that good stuff. So we're gonna put that right there. And sometimes if I don't have enough butter on there, I'll pull this and just take a little bit more butter and I'll run it on that parchment paper as well, just to make sure that it'll come off after we cut a slice out of it. Okay, so we got that set. Now we're gonna go ahead and start making our crust. So this is super simple. You just take your graham crackers. I've got 2 cups of graham crackers ground up, and we're gonna put that right here in the bowl. I've got a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna put that here in the bowl too. And then I've got 4 ounces, you know, give or take a gram, due to what we put in the pan, of butter. And all you do here is just mix it up by hand, or you can put it in a food processor, you know, either way, whatever you prefer. It's just easier for me to do it by hand because everything's right here. And what you're looking for consistency wise is just crumbly consistency, and just make sure that, you know, when you grab it, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute, when you squeeze it, it binds together, okay? It's kind of crumbly but wet, not soaking, or it's not like a cookie dough, it's more of sand texture. All right, so this is the texture that you want right here. It's crumbly, but when you squeeze it, it makes a form, okay? Now, you're gonna take this crust and just put it here in the bottom. And then what you're gonna do with that, you're just gonna press it down and try to make it as even on the bottom as you possibly can. Okay, and that looks pretty good. I think it's about as good as we're gonna get. All right, so that is what you want. You see how it's just, you know, you may lose a few pieces there, but you get the gist of it. Take it over the pan so we don't make a mess. It's not gonna fall out, okay? So you've got that right there. This, and you're gonna just pour it right in there, just like that. All right, so we've got our crust made, and we've got the liquid inside the pan. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get some aluminum foil, and we're gonna make a little base right here on the bottom. I'm gonna get my sheet tray, and we're gonna put some water in that, and we're gonna set this on top of the sheet tray and put it in the oven and let it cook. All right, everybody, we've got the cheesecake on the aluminum foil inside the sheet tray. And all you're gonna do is just take the aluminum foil, kind of bend it down here, and just make a, I don't know, kind of a guard, if you wanna call it that. What this does is this is gonna keep the water out of the bottom of the cheesecake pan and avoid the crust from getting soggy. You know, besides lumpy cheesecake, nothing worse than a soggy crusted cheesecake. So we don't want that either. All right, and then for the first, I would say probably half of the cooking process, you're gonna wanna cover the top of the cheesecake with aluminum foil. That way it can cook from the bottom, pretty much steam from the bottom and steam inside. You don't wanna let any of that heat out because we're doing it very low and slow. And now the time on these will vary, okay? I don't have an exact time. I'm gonna run the timer and see how long it takes so I can tell you when it's done. But I usually I know when to pull it out. Generally it gives a little jiggle. Like if you got a belly, you jiggle it. That's kind of what the jiggle we're looking for. But it jiggles a little bit, and you may think at first that it's not done, but it'll continue to cook after you pull it out, and it's gonna set. And if you get it too hot, it's gonna split when it sets. So this will avoid splitting, at least we hope so. So we're gonna go ahead, I'll get the water in this bad boy. And I do between 8 to 12 ounces of water in here, just enough to really cover the bottom. And what that does is that prevents it from getting too hot on the bottom, and just makes the cooking process a little bit more gentle, if you would. You want it gentle. It's a delicate piece of cheesecake, delicate dessert. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven. And again, the oven is set at 300 degrees convection, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be about an hour 15 minutes before it is done completely. So we're going to check it here in about 25-30 minutes, pull that aluminum foil off, and let it continue to cook. And hopefully by the time it's done, it's going to be like a souffle. All right, guys, so cheesecake's ready. It's been 1 hour and 15 minutes exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that out, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. It smells fantastic. All right, so one disclaimer. I put in about 10 ounces of liquid. You're probably gonna wanna put in anywhere, probably about 16 ounces of water, because I had to add in about 4 more ounces about 45 minutes in because it evaporated, but no big deal. So when you put yours in, put about 16 ounces of water in the bottom of that pan. So I'm gonna show you a close-up of what this thing looks like and what the jiggle is I'm talking about. So let's do that real quick. All right, so if you grab here and you see there's a little bit of jiggle in that, that's what you want. You don't want it to completely set. It doesn't want to be firm. All right, guys, so that is the cheesecake. Like I said, very simple. It just takes a little time. You know, you got to be patient with it. It doesn't happen right away, but all good things come to those who wait. And this is going to be fantastic, and y'all are going to enjoy it. I know you will. So you need to give it a try. So what we'll do, we're going to let this kind of cool down. We're going to pull it out. We're going to let it sit overnight in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow we are going to dig into the sucker, and I'll show you what that looks like on the plate tomorrow. So we'll see you then. All right, guys, so it is the next day. Cheesecake has cooled down in the fridge overnight, and we are nice and solid. I mean, look at that. That's solid right there. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a butter knife. All right, you got this. So to cut all this, you're going to need a butter knife, warm glass of water, a regular knife, and some paper towels. Now, another thing you can do is you can get some parchment paper and do dividers in there. This thing's probably not going to last more than 2 days, so I'm not going to worry about being too pretty with it. So anyway, I'm going to take my butter knife here, and we're just going to run this along the edge. All right, guys, so there you go. That is the finished cheesecake. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and hopefully you'll go and try it at home. I definitely encourage y'all to do that. And one little piece of advice that I do want to give everybody. Now, for me personally, I like my cheesecake exactly like it is here. Now, I've got the dense fluffy cheesecake consistency here in the back. And then in the front, it's a little on the underdone side, but it's more of a custard. So I'm a big fan of creme brulees as well. So I kind of get best of both worlds. I get cheesecake and creme brulee custard on the inside. So that's the way I like it. But if you want it dense cheesecake texture all the way through, then just leave it in for about 10 more minutes, and that should give you a nice complete density through the whole cake. So anyway, make sure you check us out on the socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Make sure you follow us there. We got a lot of content on those platforms. And then also make sure you subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up, like it. You know, this is a great recipe, and I know you all are going to love it. And yeah, definitely look forward to bringing you a lot more content through the next few months and throughout the whole year here. But in the meantime, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to eat my cheesecake. And if y'all want want a piece of this, you got to go make your own. So anyway, give us some pictures, share it with us, and we will see you here next time. All right, guys, take care. No, not a big bite. Woo, no. Look good. Go.